And here my Thracian nobles has finally come into the mix. And the Thracian nobles, 208 kills, 209. And with that weird fucking 288 kills, 89. Oh my god. What's up guys, Blade Master here, going to be bringing you another Total War Rome 2 1v1. This is again fought in Nemenosena, and this is again fought in Blade Balance. If you guys don't know what Blade Balance is, it's a mod for, it's a mod for improving the Rome 2 multiplayer experience that me and Aronko have created, and there's a link to the mod and a link to find other people to play the mod with in the description. This is again fought in Nemenosena. I'm playing against Boii yet again. There's going to be another pretty cool battle. I have taken the Odrysian kingdom in this batch, and he has taken Boii. I wanted to see how good an Odrysian Kingdom army buffed in Blade Balance would do against a very traditional Boii infantry spam. Brought a total of 4 Thracian slingers with a total of 3 Dacian spears, I believe. Yeah, where's the Dacian spears at? I think there's a third one somewhere. There it is. I brought a total of 2 Thracian cavalry on the flanks and a total of 3 Thracian royal cav with 1 Thracian horseman, and I've purposely spread out these skirmishing components out so that they can absorb as much missile fire and javelin fire, and then trade like in a skirmish on skirmish engagement before the mainline engagement starts. For the mainline, I brought a couple of mercenary veteran hoplites, a total of 4 Thracian warriors, and 1 Thracian nobles. Only 1 Thracian nobles. Let's see if that turns out to be a mistake, because the Thracian nobles now have a +5 melee defense with their shield. They don't have any miss block chance still, but they do have a slight bit of melee defense now. Here his heavy horse come in crashing onto my spears. My spears lose quite a few men. I'm going to try and come in with the Thracian horsemen to counter that. My Thracian cavalry is meanwhile taking some shots on the Thracian horse. Sorry, on the heavy horse. He's brought a total of 6 sword followers, 3 axemen, couple of Celtic slingers, some levy free, and that's about it. And he's got like an Oathsword general as well. And here his heavy horse crashes into my Thracian horseman. His heavy horse is going to do a great job there, but I'm bringing my mercenary veteran hoplites to come in. He's got his sword followers in this engagement already. On the flanks, my Thracian cavalry is firing into the sides and rear of these heavy horses. They're going to take some damage, although my Thracian horsemen are just absolute dog shit, so they will die very, very quickly. Of course, I've got a much better spear unit in the mercenary veteran hoplites, a unit that can actually beat out sword followers if it gets a proper charge, but it doesn't look like it got a proper charge here. Meanwhile, elsewhere, I'm just pulling away. He catches my mercenary veteran hoplites with his heavy horse in a frontal charge, but my Thracian cavalry is firing in, and they're going to kill off a lot of these heavy horse. Here, my Thracian, I'm forced to come in with my Thracian warrior and kill off this levy freeman. They completely fuck up the levy freeman on the charge, but that means his, and he doesn't have any sword followers to support close by. So yeah, these guys get 51 kills on the charge. That's of course to be expected. I'm pulling away my general over here because he's just advancing with a lot of his units. Here his heavy horse crashed into my Thracian warriors, but not a proper charge. But now the second heavy horse comes in with a proper charge against my Thracian warriors. They're going to lose a lot of men, and some more of my Thracian slingers are dying. And now I'm forced to bring in my general to catch and kill off this heavy horse, but he's got sword followers and more sword followers there to support. My Thracian warriors didn't get a proper charge off on these sword followers, I think, but neither did the sword followers, so I think they might trade cost effectively in that engagement. Here, Spear's going to countercharge these heavy horse. I don't have any, any supporting units there, so that Spear is basically wasted. No, actually, yeah, it's basically wasted. And my Thracian Royal Cavalry has killed off one of the heavy horses. Levy Freeman here coming to support, going to get slaughtered by the Thracian warriors. But that's exactly what he wants, because now he's going to come in with a sword follower as a second line, and thus my extremely high charge with the, actually 36 charge bonus isn't great, but still good charge with the Thracian warriors is kind of negated. Here charging in with Thracian Royal Cav, crashing into a sword follower, and then I have to pull through or pull out with these guys. I need to do a lot more micro than what I'm doing currently. These Thracian warriors only 13 kills, and here my Thracian nobles has finally come into the mix. They've gotten 18 kills on this one sword follower. And actually, you know what? I kind of take back what my original sentiments were about the Thracian nobles. They are very good. They are very, very strong, but they just need everything to go right for them. Let's see if this is one of those engagements, because I absolutely need them to win this game for me, because I'm losing desperately everywhere else. My Thracian Royal Cavalry Gen killing off some more of the heavy horse, but he's taking his sweet time doing that. Pulling away with more of my Thracian Royal Cav, only 18 kills, and I've lost 16 men. Here I'm popping Headhunt on my Thracian nobles. I'm just going to completely buttfuck this axe warrior, not a sword follower. So the axe warrior obviously will die very quickly. But my mercenary veteran Hoplite here is going to do a decent job of getting 56 kills on sword followers. And I got a rear charge with my Thracian Royal Cav also. And his heavy horse, not in a good position, but actually they managed to pull away here. And that means they're in an excellent position now because they can kill off some more of my slingers. My general, meanwhile, is down to 52 men. All my Thracian warriors are basically dead. I've got one that's chasing after like a Celtic slinger. And a mercenary veteran Hoplite that's done really well. Here, Thracian Royal Cav going to charge into Oathsworn, and they're going to do decently, but they won't get any kills. My Thracian cavalry forced to come in and try and kill off the heavy horse. I haven't done much with them. Thracian nobles here with 102 kills and lost only 9 men. Holy shit. And my Thracian Royal Cavalry General going to rear charge these sword followers, while my mercenary veteran Hoplites did a very good job holding them off. So the sword followers, they're still yellow. That's just insane. They have such good morale. But again, you can see Hoplite phalanx bugging out there, which is a huge pain in the ass. My other Thracian Royal Cavalry taking so much damage from Oathsworn while it's trying to pull away. This stray Thracian slinger firing into the rear of sword followers. And he's managed to, corner and kill off a lot of my units with a lot of his numbers. My Thracian Thracian nobles is at 102 men still, hasn't done anything else in the game besides kill off an axe warrior almost completely. And here, Thracian Royal Cav going to come in for a second charge onto Oathsworn. The Oathsworn don't have any javelins left, so I should be able to do a decent amount of damage and not take too many casualties while pulling out. But actually no, because they have great melee attacks, they actually will kill a lot of my Thracian Royal Cav, especially since they didn't knock them all down. But here I pop second wind on my Thracian nobles with my Thracian Royal Cav General, and let's see if Boii can manage to pull away. If he doesn't, his general is so destroyed. But he pops second wind too, so that he gets that extra movement speed, and he pulls away at the last second with his general. Just excellent move by Boii. Could have maybe even lost in the game if he lost his general that way. And here, I was going to charge into his general with my Thracian Royal Cav to try and stop them, but these on-rushing sword followers are just as big a threat for my Thracian nobles with their absolute dog shit melee defense, even with the shield. But now again, he's going to use the same tactic of bringing a levy freeman and then letting my Thracian nobles just kill them off in the first place, and then use his Oathsworn to come in for a second charge. But I'm going to charge in with an Thracian Royal Cav and disrupt some of his Oathsworn as well. And meanwhile, his levy freeman just got absolutely mauled by that Thracian noble. And let's see if the Thracian noble does anything worthwhile now. They didn't get a proper charge in. Still getting kills. They're still just going to keep racking up the kills. I don't think I've popped headhunt on them. But I'm going to come in with the rear charge with my general. I'm going to pull away the other Thracian Royal Cavalry. And the Thracian nobles, 208 kills, 209. And with that rear charge, a lot of HP damage has been dealt for the Oathsworn, who are now tired as well. So 224 kills. They're losing some men now. Only 40 casualties for 230 kills and a double XP chevron for this Thracian nobles is just amazing. But meanwhile, nothing is going in my favor. I managed to kill off one of his levy freemen there, and now I've popped headhunt with my Thracian nobles. And against this Oathsworn, which is already depleted, my Thracian nobles are just going to do absolutely brilliantly. So the Oathsworn down to 26 men. They're shaken, getting a rear charge with my general. He's popped second wind, but it's too late. My Thracian nobles, let's see, how well have they done? 272 kills, 101 melee attack now. But the rear charge from these axe warriors is going to be pretty devastating for them. Still, 288 kills, 89. Oh my god. Whoa. That is, all I can say is whoa. 296 kills with my Thracian nobles. All in all, it was a pretty convincing defeat for me. Well played to Boii. This one Thracian warrior at 87 men could actually kill off this axe warrior pretty easily, but I don't have any men left, and it's army losses. My Thracian Royal Cavalry General, only 85 kills. Very poor use of my cavalry there. And his heavy horse with a double XP chevron just goes to show that even though I had, a numbers advantage with my cavalry and a quality advantage with my cavalry, I didn't utilize it properly because I was trying to save my Thracian slingers, which I shouldn't have brought in the first place, because what could Boii really bring in terms of skirmishes? Thracian slingers are very much an anti-skirmisher slinger. They won't do much against any other type of unit. So bringing 4 of them was definitely overkill, and I made a huge mistake in trying to protect them throughout the entire match with my cavalry and then getting them killed off that way. My mercenary veteran Hoplites did very well, 139 and 114 kills. Same can't really be said of my Thracian warriors, but that's because Boii played very well with his Levy Freeman and screened off my Thracian warriors very effectively. So, well played to Boii, fun game, and hope you guys enjoyed it and stay tuned for more. Peace.